Welcome to Discussing Dad Life, also known as DDL. This is Null, I'm Void, where we talk about various topics. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like our content.
We're on.
We're live.
Well, not live.
Well, you know.
But we're doing it.
We're doing the damn thing.
And we're doing it well.
Doing it and doing it and doing it well. Doing it and doing it. Throwback 90s.
So, we both had kind of long weeks.
Yes.
But one very important thing that happened last week was...
Well, a couple of things. But the one we're going to start with
Yeah.
is Donald Trump's mugshot.
Well, yeah, him going in.
He turned himself in.
He went and surrendered to Georgia. But, you know, so I have different kind of views on this slightly.
Let's hear 'em.
So at first I was thinking he shouldn't turn himself in. He should force the government, force Georgia to basically go after him, right?
Like, look bad for him, don't you think?
But so I changed my mind because of that reasoning, right? Because so everyone on the left thinks that he's this insurrectionist, doesn't care about the law or anything like this, and blah blah blah. So if he's doing this, he's like, "Oh, come and get me," kind of thing.
That would have started World War III. You know what I mean?
He'd be feeding into that narrative, like, "Oh yeah, I am above the law." With him turning himself in, he kind of preempts that, like, "See, I'm not doing anything wrong. I truly am trying to do the things the right
things." And everything.
So. Yeah, I kind of had mixed
feelings about it.
Yeah, and I think he ended up doing the right thing.
I think, he definitely did the right thing, especially with all the bad PR that he's got going on with the Democrats. Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, they kind of forced his hand, like you were saying, if he would have done the other thing, which, goddamn well he wanted to, like, man, but he's a man of his word. Yeah. That's one thing I can say about Trump. He is a man of his word. If he says he's going to do something, he does it, or he tries like hell to do that.
100%.
You know what I mean?
The other really good thing that came out of the Georgia thing is, like you said, the mugshot.
Oh, dude, there's so many T-shirts and coffee mugs right now. I want to make one.
I want to make one too. Like have a white shirt with his picture on it, dude. And it's just like time for revenge,
Trump 2024
revenge time or something like that. Just because, I mean, he's straight up mean mugging him, dude.
I tell you what, we're gonna try to make something for you guys.
Yes, we are. I do want to get the DDL logo on the back of one shirt.
Yeah.
Like I know we need to get some gear for us.
We got to get some stuff going.
Yeah. So I think you said you got some. You're working on all that.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
I'll let
figure
you run
something
with
out. I'll figure something out.
But oh my God, it's been the left finally got the mugshot that they wanted, right?
But I don't think it's what they wanted.
I think they wanted it, but I don't think they understood the ramifications from getting it, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they thought it was going to go one way,
and it went completely other.
Well, he told them, the fourth indictment, you gave me the presidency.
Yeah, basically. I mean, at this point, I honestly, there's just so much suspicion and like
on the Democrat side.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for anyone to actually view any of this stuff without looking at it like you guys are corrupt.
Yeah, dude, it's hard to take them seriously.
Yeah.
Like, people literally hear what they're saying now and do the opposite thing because of, like you said, all this shady shit that they've been doing.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no reason to trust them with how many times they've lied. Look, Hillary Clinton with Benghazi and the emails and all, you know what I mean? Yep. And we've touched, on that before.
The Hunter Biden sweetheart plea deal.
Or the fucking laptop, you know what I mean?
Or the laptop, yeah, that's your point. Or collusion between the Democratic Party and in politics, using big tech platforms to
Twitter, Facebook,
the Washington Post.
The Washington
I always
Post.
thought that this was the argument Trump should have made. Was by the Democrats colluding with big tech in suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story, proving Biden's corruption, or at least implicating him in corruption. If you don't want to go as far as that saying that's true, really would have swung that election for him. There's been multiple polls that were done about it where I want to say on average, if they would have known, it would have been an 18% swing towards Donald Trump. So to me, that would have been the foundation for the legal argument.
Well, and I think, like, regardless of that election, I think the Democrats are going to play a hell of a time with this one.
Well, they kind of already are.
You know what I mean? Like, they keep I just can't believe how much shit they're throwing at him, and he's walking away unscathed.
I don't think he's unscathed. He's definitely taking lumps and bruises on this stuff.
Not like what they thought.
But they thought they were going to put him under by now.
Oh,
and
dude.
he is nowhere near being out of this fight.
No, I saw a meme the other day, and it had him dancing or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's like fourth indictment, winning,
dude. So I like to think of it like this, right? So in any anime, when the hero is getting down, when he's getting beaten, they always seem to go, like right? They just go to that next level, right? So I'm a huge Bleach fan, so that's the reason I'm going to go with the Bankai instead of the Super Saiyan. But sorry,
I'm more Dragon Ball Z.
But that's exactly what Trump is actually doing. He's literally going Super Saiyan.
Dude.
Or he's just going to that next level. Like, dude, you guys keep messing with me. I'm getting hurt a little bit, but you know what? I got another level to go to still.
Well, and the thing is, they make it so easy.
They do.
It's literally so dude, I bet you. Well, I can't say that, but I was gonna say is I bet you he didn't even have to campaign this freaking election because of everything that they're doing it for him.
Tell you the truth, I did watch the Tucker Carlson interview that he did with Trump.
I saw parts of that,
and I also did watch the GOP debate. The GOP debate was boring as hell. The only thing good that came out of there was I thought Vivek was the clear front runner out of those.
Oh yeah,
right. I don't know. It did surprise me that he did as well as he did against Pence. Pence did have the most speaking time, but Pence just came across as just arrogant. Little prick.
He always does, man. Ever since he switched, you know what I mean, against Trump, dude, he's been.
DeSantis actually kind of came out of his shell slightly.
I heard he put his foot in his mouth.
He did, but he was more charismatic than I've ever seen him.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
So I'm saying he did good, but I think the clear front runner is Vivek. Yeah.
So I heard. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep interrupting you. But it's before I forget because you know me.
Oh yeah.
I heard he pretty much took a page out of Obama's book during his speech. Like it was like there's parts that were like almost exactly what Obama did.
Well, so
I'm gonna have to look more into it, but that kind of makes me a little curious about him.
I would say I would reference it like this. So back when Obama was doing the Democratic debates against Biden and Hillary and Bernie.
Oh yeah, Bernie.
Right. He had that charismatic attitude and he had this projection of hope and change. I mean, that was his message, and he absolutely delivered on it when he was doing his debates and when he was doing his speeches. I thought he was great. So I would reference Vivek had that in common with Obama, but I don't think he actually took anything out of Obama's playbook because but the funny thing is, the reason I like Vivek is because he's not really a Republican.
No. And I remember you showing me the interview or the videos and stuff like that, and it sounds amazing, dude. You know what I mean? But this video that I saw, and I wish we had it right now, but we don't. It literally it was almost word for word when he's talking about, I guess you're wondering what I'm doing up here, this skinny kid from nothing or something like that. And it was like,
okay, yeah,
just weird because I hated Obama.
So I actually liked Obama to begin with until he actually became president, and then I realized that he was just Obama. He was the bomber in chief. I mean, he massacred children across the world. I mean,
yeah. He extorted Africa.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably one of the worst presidents we've had in modern history, and he came in with so much promise of change, and it was just more of the same. But Trump's interview with Tucker was really interesting.
Yeah, the little parts that I did see of that, he said. Tucker said something about, well, the only thing they can do next is try to kill you or something like that. And I was like,
well, so I think the reason why Trump, because in all honesty, I really haven't seen Trump campaigning as much. It's not.
No.
I do like the fact that Trump's back on X now. Twitter, right? Literally, his first post is his mugshot.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude, that was a historic day. I think that was Thursday night, man. It's historic. It's gonna go down as the point of where things actually started shifting.
Yeah, they were comparing Trump to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Elvis.
Yeah,
he's a celebrity.
Yeah,
but at the same time, Martin
Nelson
Luther
Mandela.
King. Yeah.
Yep.
They were arrested for going against the grain
Mm-hmm.
and speaking their mind and not standing down to these people.
Yeah.
So the Democratic Party is what I'm referencing. You guys messed up.
Yes. Yeah. They
Trying
and
to
the
make them
reason
a
that
martyr.
the reason they messed up so bad is because the charges that they're bringing against them, they're stretching so far that it is now apparent to the public.
Yeah.
Who doesn't necessarily, most people do not actually engage in politics to the level that we've been engaged in lately.
No,
right?
yeah, that's a fact.
Most people just kind of go about their business and just be like, oh, you know, our representatives are representing us,
yada.
whatever. But even those people are now seeing the level of corruption that the Democratic Party is actually doing in order to prosecute, to politically prosecute their main opponent, because they're so afraid that, I mean, they're losing the culture war.
Yeah.
And they're just exercising raw political power now in order to try salvaging what they have.
Yeah,
You know, Democratic couples typically are only having one child, if any. Republican childs are typically having two or more. So it's a mathematical equation at this point. If they continue the trend that they're doing, they're basically breeding themselves out of the population.
Yeah.
Which is why they are so interested in going after the schools, going after your kids.
Oh yeah, brainwashing them.
Because if they don't have children to replace them, which is another reason why they're for open borders and just mass illegal immigration, is because they're trying to recoup their populace that would support them.
Yep, keep them in power. No, you nailed that one right there, man. That's exactly what they're doing with the indoctrinations and the immigrants.
And the funny thing is most people aren't really Democrat and most people aren't really Republican.
Yeah, they're somewhere in between.
They're usually in between because there's some policies that make sense on both sides. But it goes back to what we were talking about the other week where I was saying it's a yin and yang.
Yep.
You need the artistic creative personality along with the structure and order personality. So most people are in the in-betweens. I think you are. I think I am.
Yeah. We just tend to lean more to this way because it makes sense.
Yes.
And the Democratic Party does not make sense.
No, the modern Democratic Party makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I should have said that. Modern day Democrats.
Because like JFK, like the JFK kind of Democrat actually made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But he was probably the last real Democrat that had made any sense in my
then
mind.
they killed him.
Yeah. Well, that's because the establishment was trying to regain order and he was actually preventing it.
Yeah.
And now the Democratic Party is just in line with the elites, the establishment.
And
I mean,
you know what bothers me is why is nobody standing up? Like me and you, we have the same beliefs, and this is our part in trying to inform the public, trying to say something, trying to do something. This our little podcast. But I don't see anybody in the streets saying something or writing their congressman or you know what I mean. And if they are, they're not doing it very loudly. Which
No.
I mean, that's not what I'm.
But I would push back on you. I think a lot of people do stuff like they talk about it, right? The local group, the small family organizations, the close knit friends groups, those are the areas that people actually make the most impact.
Yeah.
So us having these conversations and kind of, we don't always see eye to eye, but at least putting it out there and expanding it out to people that enjoy listening to us.
Yes.
That's where the most good does. And that's typically an individual rights kind of take on things, right? The left doesn't do that. The left is all about organization and mob demonstrations, right? And I say mob purposely because they don't... Fire be mostly peaceful, right?
Yeah.
So
I just know that if this would have been like our founding fathers is where I was going with that is like they wouldn't have taken this shit.
No.
You know what I mean? And different time, different rules. I get that. But like I just feel like we need to do more as a society. We need to do something.
Well, I think
more.
I think we are pushing back.
We
right?
are. I'm not saying we're not.
I'm more leaning towards white pilled on the fate of our country right now.
Oh yeah.
Just based on the fact that we are winning the cultural war. People are getting so sick of being stuffed. Most people don't care about any of this stuff.
No.
They just want to be left alone.
Yeah. Well,
But the left has consistently said, "Oh no, you have to care about it. You have to voice it. You have to." They're wanting compelled speech.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And most people don't want to have to do compelled speech.
Well, I don't want anybody telling me what the hell to think and say. You know what I mean?
Like gay marriage, right? There, back when this was a huge deal, it was always like, oh, that's why the gay pride was always that's why gay pride came around.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't care.
No.
Like, who cares? Like, that's cool.
They'll be
but
miserable
now,
like the rest
but
of us.
now that you have the same rights as a heterosexual couple, why do I still have to support this gay pride movement?
Yeah.
Why is the gay pride flag put everywhere? Well, your straight pride or your straight flags everywhere. What are you talking about? There is no straight flag.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep like, how to say, like, giving into the outskirts of society. Like, society has norms.
Yeah.
And you have to have norms to work. And then you're going to have levels outside the norms to the extremes, right? But we cannot consistently say the outskirts of our norms are our norms now. Because then all of a sudden our society will fall apart.
Well, it kind of is right now.
If you really want this to be workable and you feel like you should have the same rights, understandable, you have the same rights. Stop forcing people to say, like, gay pride.
Yeah.
Like, just stop it. If you're gay and you're proud of being gay, awesome. More power to you. Not going to bash you for that.
No.
But don't tell me I have to support your decision.
Yeah. I can't argue with that, man. No, we agree on that one. Which kind of, I mean, it kind of leads into what else I wanted to talk about, which is the lockdowns that are impending.
Oh yeah,
because you were saying how the Democrats are want to force you to do this and that. Yeah. Well, now the lockdowns are coming again.
Well, I think this is my personal view, which is 2024 is next year.
Yeah,
we're just over a year away from the next elections.
It's crazy, man.
The Democrats have to turn up the heat. And how they're going to turn up the heat? They're going to force you to stay at home. They're going to force you to wear a mask. They're going to force you to do whatever they want you to do in order to get you riled up and get you out to the ballot box. And also to make sure that they can expand mail-in voting.
Yeah. 2020 2.0.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot of twos and zeros.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's that, and that's kind of why I said what I said. Like, we need to do something, because if they get, like, I hope the American people don't allow this to happen again.
I'm pretty, so I watch a lot of Tim Pool.
Oh, right? Okay. I know
Ian Crossland. Ian Crossland's on that show, and the dude's been doing workout. He's getting ready for some filming or something like that.
Okay.
He eat a lot of beef and whatnot. You could just see a change in his demeanor and in his personality. But what I thought was hilarious is they did bring this up, and Ian, who's usually like this super duper, like, high as a kite hippie kind of guy, right? Like, believes in crystals and all this stuff. I mean, he went freaking Goku, like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and just freaking laid it in. And I'm just like, I think this is why it won't succeed, because even the people that you would not expect are pissed about it.
Well, and they keep, excuse my language, they keep messing with people. They keep fucking with them. And like I said, I'm not saying that people aren't there, but I hope that when it shit or get off the pot, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to it, I hope we do the right thing as a society.
I hope we do too. I don't have much faith that I'm pretty sure the cities are going to do it, just because the cities are ran by the elites. The liberal elites, and that's what they're going to do to force control on you.
Yeah, that's sad.
I don't think Florida's going to do it. I'm pretty sure DeSantis is going to stay strong on that one and reject any movement on the Democratic Party.
I hope so. I hope he's not a rhino.
I think Abbott's going to do a decent job on it. I know Kristi Nealon's going to do good. Little, I have no faith in the guy, but
let's hear.
It's Idaho. I mean,
what's?
I mean, I didn't even. So we didn't have really a mask enforcement here. I mean, there were certain stores that required you. I just didn't shop there.
We did when I was still living in Colorado when the mask mandates. Dude, I almost got kicked out of Walmart.
Wally World, dude.
Really? I walked in and this lady was following right. Hey, put your mask on. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I seriously almost turned around several times because she was following me around taking picture. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
You're about to lose a customer, for one, and you're about to cause like harassment lawsuit or something. Like, finally, she got on the radio, and some other lady showed up. She goes, "You better just leave him alone. Like, he's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
And he's here every week." And finally, she left me alone. But it's ridiculous to see how easily like people will be controlled. Mm-hmm. It blows my mind to see that.
The mask, at the height of COVID, the mask turned into a political identification.
Yes.
I found it hilarious. I'm driving in heavy traffic, and there's a person by themselves in a car wearing a mask, and I'm just like, this is the definition of an
Insanity.
A retard. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, you don't even understand why you're wearing the mask. You're just doing it because you were told to.
Yeah.
Like, you are a sheep.
Yeah. I don't know. I was always taught question everything and speak up.
Yeah.
And
COVID really showed that people don't want to question everything. They just want to do whatever they're told to.
Just give me my paycheck. Let me just be. Yeah.
Which is fine. So if we ever get to the point where we're going to go into a national divorce, let's say we're going to split into two different things,
it'll happen.
It's going to be pretty easy. Questionnaire, one question: did you wear a mask all the time? If you did, go live in the liberal side. Yeah. Like you're the one that wants the government to control. You go be the communists. Yep. If you didn't, cool. Go be the ones that are individual freedom loving people.
Yeah.
So
anyways,
but it like I said, it's just really apparent in this day and age that
who
is who. The people that want to control you, that demand you follow their things, the compelled speech people. And I don't understand how they don't understand how authoritarian they are. The tactics they use are pure fascistic tactics. Yeah. I always do find it hilarious when they're just like, "Oh, the rights are Nazis and fascists." I'm just like,
I got called a fascist the other day. Now that you mention it, I forgot about that.
I'm just like, I don't think you guys truly understand what fascism is. And everyone says fascism is on the right. I do find that hilarious too, because
on the left.
Fascism is one of the only political things that actually can be on the left or right. It's not set in stone where it's actually at. It all depends on the other elements that feed into it. So like Nazi Germany was a fascist right because they were super nationalistic and wanted to promote Aryan race and all that fun jazz, right?
Yeah.
So that was a very fascistic right. But most communism is actually utilizes the exact same tactics as fascism, and in some situations they're actually slightly more fascist than they are actually communist.
Yeah.
So it's just very interesting. Fascism can fit either or depending on some of the other.
Well, it just depends on what tactics they choose to use on the public.
Yep.
But it's
But our modern left, who are more in line with communists,
socialism.
They can only think of like the big example, which is World War II, where the communists were fighting the fascists.
Yeah.
So they don't realize that fascism isn't necessarily always on the right.
No, but so many people are just so one-sided with that. Like, oh no, you're a Republican, you're a fascist, you're a national, you're a racist, and it's like.
And the funny thing is like they're like the people that are on the left, like, are being told that they're right wing, and I'm just like, no. They're not right wing. They're left wing.
Yeah,
like Bill Maher.
Oh god.
So
he's a smart man.
He is a smart man, but he's a freaking liberal.
Yep.
And I think it's absolutely insane that people are like, "Oh no, he's right wing." I'm just like, dude, like I'm farther right than him, and I'm not even a Republican or right wing.
Right.
Like,
get it right.
Yeah. So it's just. I do think it leads into this thing where they don't. They're so ingrained in what their group is doing that they can't see outside of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
So it's we're kind of in a sad point in our history, but I think
You think we're on the precipice?
I think we are. I think 2024 is actually going to be more important than we realize.
I agree.
I know it's kind of overplayed where I was like, oh, this next election is the most important election, but
I think it really is the most important election.
This one really is going to start trying to dictate how we're actually moving forward. Are we going to continue on our path to destruction, or are we going to try doing a revitalization? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't put that any better than what you just said.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, that's
spot on. That was money.
Anyways, see you guys later.
Have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the content. Please leave us a comment on anything you want to hear us discuss, something you disagree with. Please give us a like, share, and subscribe. Till then,
Peace.